All right, you guys, we are on to Asia. So Asia is the largest continent in the world, divided into 48 countries, which is probably why the College Board has broken down the Asian art units into two separate units. So we're on Unit 7, which is West and Central Asia, and then Unit 8 is going to be Southeast and Southeast Asia. So West Asia is between Central Africa, or Central Asia and Africa, and is therefore referred to as the Middle East. So have we talked about another artwork from the Middle East yet? Have we? We have the anthropomorphic stela. So as we've seen before, the religion in whatever area we're studying is going to dominate the artwork. So we were going to refer to this as our Islamic art unit. So what I did was I totally photocopied an entire book for you guys called World Religions. And so a lot of the information that I'm teaching about these artworks is from this book. So if you look at the note pages that I photocopied for you, I'm talking about Islam, I'm talking about no God but Allah, I'm talking about the Prophet Muhammad, the Quran, the Kaaba, and the 5 pillars of Islam. So a lot of the information I'm giving is coming from those. All right, first artwork, what number is this? After the mosque. It's called the Kaaba, and it's going to be spelled different ways, just like I see the Quran spelled different ways. This is number 183. We need to know this is in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. And then there's different dates. So it's considered a pre-Islamic monument and then rededicated by Muhammad in 631-32. It's granite masonry, which is stonework, and then covered with a silk curtain, which we're going to talk about. And then calligraphy is the main art form in Islamic art. So that's going to be a big deal with this one as well. And the calligraphy it's embroidered onto that fabric with gold and silver wrapped thread. And that's what it looks like. And there's a lot of context here. So let me read this. Don't start writing it all down. And then I want you guys to summarize. Okay, so it's basically context of the religion, since this is the most sacred place of worship for Muslim people. So the structure was built by Adam, who we've learned is considered the first man, which is why this is considered first a pre-Islamic monument. The shrine was then rebuilt by Abraham and his son Ishmael. And then Muhammad was meditating on Mount Hira just outside Mecca and received the first of his revelations from God, or Allah, brought by the angel Gabriel, which we've seen portrayed in this artwork, where Gabriel is telling Mary that something special is about to happen. From 613, he proclaimed these to the polytheistic is multiple gods, people of Mecca, but received a lukewarm welcome. They were not happy about this. So his radical teachings of monotheism, right, the oneness of God, angered them, and they persecuted him and his followers out of Mecca. Okay, so he's expelled from Mecca. In 630, he and an army of about 10,000 people conquer and establish Mecca as the center of Islam. So this is what we need to know. So after Muhammad's victory, his tribe rebuilt the Kaaba and emptied out the pagan idols. So they're changing it from the polytheistic religion to the monotheistic. So it's emptiness. It's empty inside, except I believe there's 3 pillars or columns. Its emptiness became a symbol of the monotheistic religion of Islam that worships only the word of Allah. And that's really important, like I said, because calligraphy is the #1 art form. And here's another way to spell Kaaba. The Kaaba becomes the center of the Muslim world. So it's so much the center of the Muslim world that when Muslim people pray, they face towards this monument, towards Mecca. All right, so the College Board gives us 3 images we have to know. So why do you think they give us images of the surrounding area? What do you think they're wanting us to know? So I think that relates to the pillars of Islam. There's 5 pillars of Islam, which I put on your cover page for the unit. Ooh, where's my unit page? So look at the 5th, the 5 pillars of Islam. So the 5th is a Hajj, which means a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once before your death. So all healthy Muslims should try to make at least one pilgrimage in their lifetime. So that's what's happening here. This is filled with people. And again, the picture on the bottom right, that is filled with people. So you need to know this functions as a pilgrimage site. The College Board always loves to talk about pilgrimage sites. This is a good one to talk about. What happens when you get there? Muslims circumambulate. It's a really fun word. And we're going to see circumambulation again, actually, at some Buddhist temples. So Muslims circumambulate the Kaaba 7 times, walking in a counterclockwise circle. I wish I could see this with movement, maybe a video. So I thought this was interesting. A highway sign on the road to Mecca points out directions away from the city for all non-Muslims. So you have to be Muslim to enter into this holy shrine. And that is typically what it looks like. And then that's what it looked like a year ago now when COVID restrictions were put in. And this whole area, so a courtyard was built in this mosque. So there's a courtyard and a mosque around the Kaaba to allow for all these people to be here to worship, to make the pilgrimage, and to circumambulate. All right, overall, the world's largest and holiest mosque. And we've got like 4 other mosques. The Kaaba in its courtyard is the Qibla. So this is going to have an influence on all mosques. All mosques have a Qibla that faces towards the Kaaba, which tells Muslim people which direction to pray in. Okay, form. Overall, this is 49 feet tall. I don't think we need to know numbers, but it's tall. It's a stone cube covered with the kiswa. So the kiswa is that black silk cloth, and it's got 2 curtains on either side. Here's a good detail. And again, it's calligraphy. Calligraphy is what's being embroidered on there. Calligraphy is the art form. All right, the embroidery contains gold threads, and the cloth is remade annually. So can you connect that to any other art piece that has an annual celebration or an annual remaking? Right, I thought of the Great Mosque of Genet with the replastering, annual replastering. So here's the cloth either being taken off or being put on. Okay, so every year the old kiswa is removed, cut into small pieces, and donated to individuals. That's nice. So let's write in our notes, the kiswa is changed annually. And then here's a great picture of actually embroidering with the gold thread. Embroidered in Arabic calligraphy using gold and silver wrapped thread. Okay, like I said, inside there's 3 columns, but then it's empty to represent the monotheistic religion. And then there's a stone, which I probably have the least amount of understanding about the stone. So after Abraham built the Kaaba, and the angel Gabriel brought him the black stone. So it's a celestial stone that had fallen from heaven. Ooh, can you connect that to any other art piece that fell from heaven? I thought the golden stool. I don't know what you guys thought. Okay, overall summary of the Kaaba. So you don't need to write this if you already have it. A cube-shaped building that is the focus of all Muslim prayer, covered in a kiswa cloth, embroidered in Arabic calligraphy with the word of Allah, the word of God. All right, let's look at some College Board questions. All right, so here's some College Board questions that have been on previous tests. Ooh, I'm trying to zoom in, hang on. Over the centuries, a wide courtyard, don't go back, was built around the Kaaba in order to A, separate the crowds of ordinary worshipers from clerics visiting the shrine, provide space for chapels dedicated to the important saints that line its periphery, provide a large open space for burying the faithful near the sacred site, or D, allowed large crowds of pilgrims to perform the prescribed ritual of circumambulation. It's going to be D. Where is my cursor? Nothing's working. I broke it. There it is. All right, so let's read. So this is everything I just said, but said by the College Board, so it's probably said a lot better. Okay, zoom back out. So there is one more question. Oh man, sounds like my computer is going to take off. Not an essay question, I'm getting to it. Okay, here. The Kaaba proved influential on later Islamic architecture because it, A, inspired enclosed cubic interiors of all mosques, B, serves as the orientation for the Qibla wall in all mosques, C exemplifies a hypostyle hall, which if you remember from Egyptian architecture, hypostyle hall is filled with columns. Replicates the house of the Prophet Muhammad at Medina. So the answer here is B. This option is correct. All right, that is the holiest shrine of Islam. I hope you guys got something out of that.